So we we are here for your commentators. I'm Logan Way, and I'm here with William Bradford. We are yet again doing the GPT Chicago Modern quarterfinals at Midgar here today. It's a beautiful Sunday, so it's a beautiful day to stay inside and play Magic.
I agree. That's where I want to be, practicing for the upcoming PTQ. I get
Trip.
to see some top players, so hopefully I'll figure out how to sideboard against them and know how to beat these decks.
Now, I heard a lot of players are not actually using these decks at the Sunday or Saturday event. But hey, you never know. They could upset everybody.
It's the double bluff.
It is really. Also, trip to Hawaii.
Yeah,
that
I'm
is
excited.
something else.
Do you go to play Magic or do you go to enjoy Hawaii?
I would honestly first drop the tournament just to go to Hawaii.
Yeah, I think an 0-2 drop is definitely in favor of anyone who goes to Hawaii. So against Scape Shift, hopefully, I guess what our red blue Delver player is going to want to do is first turn Delver's Secrets and try to ride that to victory. The Scape Shift player doesn't have a ton of interaction or Cryptic Command to tap it down. Anger the Gods, 2 in the main can really take care of that. But I don't believe they've even rolled off, so our Scape Shift player is just going to try to get to 7 lands and win off that.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, I'm oversimplifying everything,
yeah.
Of course.
No, I think the play against the Delver is to pray that he doesn't get the turn 2 flip.
It's not as easy to do as in Legacy. You have to do a blind flip in Modern.
Oh yeah, there's all blind. It's only blind flips in Modern for the blue red Delver, but it's something else. So they are splitting decks here now. I'm not sure who's going first. Did you see?
I haven't seen them roll yet. They might be rolling after the cuts and splits and everything's on their game. Neither of them got game losses on the deck checks.
Nope, the deck checks were clean.
For all of our top 8.
Very true. It looks like everyone remembered their sideboard and triggers and everything.
Ooh, what a good play on a 9 on a roll. Can he beat it?
Oh,
10
versus a 10
does beat a 9, though.
Yeah.
It's a really good counter towards the 9 play.
True story. Looks like we're getting the pen ready. Looks like someone's going to be taking a lot of notes during this match here.
Yeah, you never know. You can draw the Gitaxian probe, and you need to write down a handful of juice.
Oh yeah. I think I gotten into a habit of just remembering the notable cards if I ever Thoughtseize or Gitaxian probe somebody.
To each his own. I mean, you are allowed to take small quantity of notes, though. I always use the dice. You're allowed to put dice on your deck. I take every little free reminder.
Yep. Looks like their 7 are good, and let's see if they keep. I'm not seeing many lands in Evan's opening hand here.
Yep, just one island. I see
lots of burn. I'm seeing the young Pyromancer. I saw a bolt there.
He is going first.
He is.
So it's a riskier keep.
But he does have that turn 1 Delver. That is a big thing. And he looks like he is going to keep it.
Yep, he's keeping on the 1-lander.
Going with that turn 1 Delver. It needs an answer from Ron. That looks like a Misty Rainforest.
Yep. The blind flip. Perfect.
Perfect. It flips.
But he's going to be missing that land, and he would really like to have some red mana.
Cracking the Misty Rainforest into response to attacks. It looks like Ron might have a play.
Yes, a turn 1 repeal would do mighty strong work.
Yeah. And there's
pay 1, draw a card, stop a Delver. And I think that's what Ron's going to do right here.
And it looks like that is the play.
Damn, there it is.
Evan's checking the card there.
The reader. It's just going to get replayed and going for another blind flip, probably.
You can get lucky on it once, but can you get lucky on it twice is what I have to say.
No, why didn't he play it? I'm not sure what happened there.
I think he's keeping that mana open just to try and bluff him. It's like, yeah, I'm missing my drops.
But he didn't have... I guess so. I don't know if it worked. And what did he draw off the top? Was it a young Pyromancer? So maybe it wouldn't have flipped anyway?
It was a young Pyromancer. It wouldn't have flipped.
Breeding Pool into play tapped. No. Draws the Sophos Falls. That will not flip a Delver. Young Prison Man, so the engine will start.
A swing with an unturned Delver is a little risky, huh? You could be coming into a lot of things at that.
Yeah, the attack when the Sakura Sakura Tri-Belter attacks again, will bring down Evan to 18, which is the magic number that Scapeshift really loves to get to. Because with 7 lands in play, they can Scapeshift, sack all 7, get a Valaka, plus 6 mountains, and that'll be 18 damage exactly.
That's beautiful. And there we see the 4th land for
With
Ron.
the essential 5th land being the Delver, can sack at any time.
With the Elder, actually, not the Delver.
Elva Delver. And he does have the magic 3 blue. He also
is
shocked
sitting
himself.
So
he can cryptic bounce, cryptic tap.
he does. He
Counter
is sitting
draw.
on that Scapeshift in hand. And we already know that Evan here is
Missing
missing
land
a lot of land drops. There is another land. Now, the choices here, he got a few. It looks like he is going to shock himself.
So that does allow the 7 land Valaka play.
It does. However, it looks like he might... Yeah, he's sitting on 2 other young Pyromancers. And there's a swing coming in for 3 total. Possibly looking at bolts in response to blocks.
You can always... The bolt won't do anything, though.
It won't.
Because no matter what, Ron's definitely going to sack
Yes.
for the extra land. Before damage goes on the stack.
He does need that
Which he
extra land.
does.
I am surprised that not a bolt to face in response to just get another blocker up and going, though.
Well, he still has a lot of play. He still has 1 red, apparently. He did tap his land. So I'm not sure what he's doing. If that's during combat or what's going on.
I'm not sure if that was during combat or not.
Yeah, because he took the 2 off the shock, so he's now playing 2.
No.
What's going on? So
think
I guess he
might-
let that the 1 mana burn.
He does have a pillar in his hand. And if he tapped it during combat, he lost that mana.
And yeah. So I guess he's going to try to represent a counter.
No, and it looks like Ron is at that magic number now.
No, he's one
He's
one
one
less,
short,
one
but
short.
he
But
can
the
get it
Scapeshift has
right
plenty
now.
of ways of getting land. Delver did not flip.
Kind of need that Delver to flip right now.
He does have a lot of burn in hand. If he can dodge 1 more turn, a good chance he can.
If he can, however,
Pull out the win.
with 1 blue mana source open, does he have the counter? Is the question. Can he counter the Scapeshift play? Or is this just
Unless
going
he-
to go to game 2 right now?
He might be trying to bluff out Ron. There's a few 1 mana spells. I believe Swan Song. But
Yes, there is a Swan Song.
But he's not running it.
It looks like
Not in the main.
that was a remand, I believe? No, it wasn't.
1 of Spell Pierce could be trying to bluff.
There it is. It's bolt to face to create a couple of blockers, I
You
believe.
have 2 1/1s.
And it looks like Ron also used a repeal against the Delver.
And 2 an Electrolyze. So he's tapped
Yes.
out 4, 6, 7. So if Ron has landscape shift, looks like he may have the win. Unless that's it. That should be Ron should have it as long as he has those 2 cards.
He is looking at another Steam Vents in hand. I believe he just pulled another one on top of that.
And it looks like he does have the scape shift in hand.
Yes,
So
I
will
mean,
he go for it?
that would be the question here. Looks like he's really considering it.
Well, there's not a reason not to go against it. There's only 3 free counter spells.
Yes.
There's negate, which you just lose on his following off gate. Not negate, pact negation.
Yes.
There is the one that you have to I think it's called foil, discard an island and a blue card, counter target spell. And then there's Commandeer,
Yes.
which gain controls of the spell. But I don't believe that Blue-Red Delver doesn't play any of those.
No, it doesn't. And looking at the deck list right now, he does not mainboard any of those.
Or in the side.
Or inside, for that matter. So it looks like we're going to see a Misty Rainforest play and a pass from Ron.
Very interesting. I believe he does have the Scape Shift in hand, so maybe he's just waiting to have a counter magic backup.
I believe he is fearing the counter magic from Evan. However, as we noticed, Evan is not really playing aggressive today.
He's playing his own game.
Yeah, he's.
Hopefully he doesn't forget that he has 2/1/1s. And that's
no,
not
he
dice.
already swung with them, it looks like, because Ron did go to 8.
And now he's representing a Mana Leak mana. He also just drew a Vidillion Click, which is a very strong play versus Scape Shift.
Very
But
true.
without the extra mana, he cannot activate
like
it
that's
during the draw step.
It looks like that's an end of turn crack of the Misty Rainforest. Don't get me wrong, but wouldn't a green source would be the play here, just in case? For Escape Shift, and it looks like he did go for the forest.
He already had 2.
He did, but
he had 2 green.
that extra green source can go a long way in Ron's deck. He does have those Search for Tomorrows.
And now Ron does have the extra 3 mana in case he is fearing the Mana Leak.
He does.
He just drew a Volkia or Valkia.
Yep, there it is.
But that doesn't matter with the mana that he has. So let's see if he goes for it this turn. He can do over 18 points of damage now.
That's pretty. Like, I don't understand why he's not keeping he's not
Why
playing
he's not
Scape Shift.
I was
Like,
confused. Last turn his
right
opponent was
there.
tapped out and he could have Scape Shifted if
Is
he had it in hand.
If he's safe rolling, like, I'm pretty sure if he did, like, he's not Scape Shifting.
Yes, I
this
mean
match
Volkia, I
too,
can't
right?
pronounce.
Yeah, no.
So we may be missing what's in his hand. He may not have Scape Shift, but I've
I'm
seen
pretty
flashes
sure
of a
I
card that
saw-
looks like it.
Yeah, like, I don't understand why he hasn't played it yet.
Looks like it right there. Looks
That's
like he's going for the burnout.
He's going for the burnout.
Looks like Ron's going to Cryptic draw, or Cryptic tap down. Can't. We would like to send the spotter in, but we're not. We can't. We cannot
We're
interrupt the game in
currently not
progress.
allowed to send one. I'm guessing
3 man
that
at the top.
Ron's looking for that Scape Shift,
He has to be.
but I'm pretty sure it's in his hand.
I think he just drew one off the remand,
Yes.
so he should. Well, I know he has one now. I believe that's what his thumb is on. So Ron contemplating his options.
There's no. If he doesn't go for the Scape Shift now, he loses.
Correct. He has to go for it now if he has it in hand. At 1 life, 1 red open, and all the a Snapcaster in hand.
Snapcaster in hand. It basically it's Scape Shift or bust.
Yep. Stopping 2 green, 2 blue. Scape Shift.
There's the Scape Shift.
And he scoops without
Scoops
seeing
the Scape Shift.
without seeing the lands, assuming he has it, which is generally safe, but
This
always nice
was-
to make sure they can do the math.
I'm almost positive this was just Well, this went This went a little too longer than I thought. Really.
It definitely went longer. Maybe he just wanted to get. Maybe he just felt in such firm control. He wanted to see what his opponent was on more. I don't believe they got paired up in the first 5 rounds, so maybe he just wanted to get a better idea of what he was going to play. Our Evan player, the Delver player, has a couple good cards, some nice silver bullets versus the Scapeshift player.
I think the play for Ron is to move that Buseju into his main board.
Yeah,
from the
Buseju,
sideboard right now.
if he's fearing the counters.
Yeah, you see Ron checking his notes right now to see what to throw in against the red-blue Delver.
Yes, our Evan can side in, our Delver player can side in. He's got 2 Blood Moons, a V-Click, and then 2 Counterfluxes. All those are really good silver bullets versus the Scapeshift player.
Yeah, it looks like Ron is also running Vanilla Clicks. He's also running Spell Skites, Back to Nature, and Counterflux. And one of Primal Command in the sideboard, which I believe would not...
Yep, go on.
Well, I believe it might see play in the later matches.
Odds are that Ron is probably siding in a Back to Nature, a Counterflux, probably all 3 of his Ancient Grudges, and a Bushido Who Shelters All. He's been on love with the Ancient Grudges because they get rid of Spell Skites, which can be run in any deck. I don't believe he'll be siding out his Scapeshifts. He runs a pure Scapeshift deck, so that's his only win con.
Yeah, I don't really see any other win con besides the Scapeshift play for Ron in his main board, or sideboard for that matter.
I'm not sure why he's running the Bushido Who Shelters All in his sideboard, but I think he just bought it today and wanted to try it out, so sideboard's a good testing ground.
It is.
And then in the main, if he likes it a lot. So it looks like they're shuffling their sideboards. And we'll be on the game 2 with Delver on the draw, or Delver on the play.
I'm good.
Well,
All right, looks like we have our 7. Let's see if they keep. Going into game 2, the Delver deck is down a game.
And looks like he's got 2 lands this time, but still no red mana. And looks like our Scapeshift player sided in a Ballast. Not going to be discarding it in the play, but probably going to use it for the life gain. And the Scapeshift player kept 2 lands, a Valkia and a
Looks like a Misty Rainforest. Well, it gets his green source, at least.
Yep. He gets any source he wants.
Well, blue or green, but, you know, like, yeah, that's why you have the shocks in there. I don't think
So
Badgers
our
are in
I believe
Ron's
is still
deck.
looking to see if he wants to keep another risky hand.
These risky hands, man. No turn 1 Delver.
No, yep.
Looking...
So he says, I got this. I'm going to do it. Ron Says I'll take down the victory the victory bolt to my face, and getting a
Looks like an
Breeding
untapped
pool.
breeding pool coming into play at the end of turn for Ron.
pairs very nicely with his Vapor Snag.
New story. That's a search for tomorrow.
I meant Search for Tomorrow. I did
True
not
story.
mean Vapor Snag. I don't believe
I'm pretty
that
sure
Skip
you
Shift
meant
runs it.
Vapor Snag. But yeah, that's 2 turns away from getting him another land.
Looks like Ron drew a.
Batterskull.
Looks like a Batter Skull. Yep, he threw in one Batter Skull.
Yeah. Oh.
Maybe gonna go try down like the people in the chat said. Maybe gonna try down the beatdown plan.
If he is on the beatdown plan,
Nice promo Sakura Tribe Elder.
yep.
That will always win you a game or gain you an extra life. That's what promos do.
Looks like a Grim Lavamancer.
Grim Lavamancer not gonna pull a lot of weight right now with no cards in the graveyard, but
At least he does have the land this game.
he definitely has the land this game. He has his red source.
But
And it looks like Evan's just gonna pass the turn.
and
Hopefully he
followed
knows that
by-
Hopefully Evan knows he can remand the Search for Tomorrow, bring it back to his hand, and cause it to go back on the stack again, or on suspend again.
True.
Let's see if that's a play that he wants to take.
If it is a play he's willing to take, he could hold off the end for quite a while.
But there are better stuff to remand right now
Yes.
in Ron's hand.
And it looks like he's just going to let the remand go. Ron's getting another green source. He's already up to 4 mana going into...
And 3 blue. So that means he's
True.
got Cryptic Command.
Yeah, he made sure he had those 3 blue. There's the draw. I can't... Looks like he drew another forest. And there's the Bailoff.
Decided not to play his land and try to get at the Batter Skull, but maybe he was just trying to get out the counter bait, which he successfully did. And he's going to look at the top 3, set up his top of his deck for the future turns. And he liked them just the way they were. They were just perfect.
I don't know if the...
So looks. Oh, we have an upgate click during the draw step. Which got counter drawed. So Ron didn't have to reveal anything of his hand. Pays 2 and a non-promo Scape Shift.
Non-promo Secure Tribe Elder.
Secure Tribe Elder, not Scape Shift. I know nothing.
No, it's just a miss. You just missed it. It's alright.
Rampant Growth on a Stick. That's what we should call it.
I think that's its official name as of now. Looks like the play was a young Pyromancer from Evan, followed by a response crack of Sakura Tribe Elder.
And it looks like that Evan has at
And
least
full
3
of
spells.
gas,
So
it looks like.
You have a handful of gas to feed his young Pyromancer. And Scape Shift isn't the best dealing with the small 1/1s. Though if he does jam the Batter Skull and if it does stay in play,
Yeah,
it will gain a lot of life helping deal with
he
the
is
young
at hard
Pyromancer
cast
tokens.
of, and there it is, the hard cast of Batterskull. And it is staying on the field. Followed by a,
a Valky of the Molten Pinnacle.
looks like he's, wow, Vapor Snag the
The Germ token, so the Batter Skull is just a nice hunk of jewelry.
a nice empty card on the field right now, it looks like. However, it looks like Evan forgot to trigger off of Young Pyromancer for that
He did.
Vapor Snag.
I believe he's fairly new with the deck, so he's learning all the ins and outs with it.
Yes.
We'll see if that extra 1 point of damage will affect the outcome of this game.
Well,
Sometimes
looking
it
at-
does, sometimes it doesn't, but it all adds up.
You never can tell. Looking at 9 open mana for Ron, it looks like.
Yep. Which is dead from any range with a Scape
That is an
Shift.
Anger of the Gods.
Let's see if that draws a response from Evan.
He does have that Counterflux in hand.
Does have a remand also.
That's true. Doesn't keep his creatures. It will affect him in the long game, because right now we are looking at Scape Shift mana at 7 on. He
has an empty Batter Skull.
He does have an empty Batter Skull.
And he is at 12.
It looks like it's only a response from the Grim Lavamancer.
Yep.
Exiling
so he
2
doesn't
cards.
mind losing his dudes.
He doesn't mind losing his dudes at all.
So let's see what his next plan is.
Yeah. So he pass a Steam Balance down to the magic number.
The 18, the Scape Shift 6-lander.
Probably a good thing to note is that
and no creatures, all spells. Looks like that Ron drew a Search for Tomorrow. Return the Batter Skull to his hand at the end of turn. And we'll see what he does now.
looks like he's going to replay that Batter Skull. Is it going to be immediately followed up? And there it is.
Remand.
Back to hand.
And our Evan drew a Serum Visions and a Snapcaster. Pay 1 for the Serum Visions.
Yeah, it looks like...
Looking for some action. A Delver would be really nice right now. If he drew a Delver and they could set it up.
Ah, that's a Snapcaster on the top there.
Yeah, but not much good in the graveyard anymore. But he does have the Bolt in hand, so that is a reusable Bolt.
He does have the Serum Visions, Remand, and Vapor Snag in the yard right now. It's good to note.
So he could have... Evan could have done the magic at the end of turn, Bolt, Snap, Bolt, when Ron passes.
Yep.
Which would have brought him down to 4, and then a attack for 2.
That would be a good play right now.
It looks like put Ron on a very small clock, but then the Batter Skull would have came down.
Yes. Without much in the way of stopping power. It looks like he's going to continue with the Batter Skull plan.
I think it's the only plan he has right at this moment. According to Sandy, he only has a Search for Tomorrow and an Electrolyze.
I think he might be trying to end it with the Batter Skull beatdown. Again, this is the GPT Chicago Modern Tournament. We are at the top 8 quarterfinals, single round elimination. We are looking at Evan Levandier and Ron Bearns, blue red Delver and versus Scape Shift. Not a lot going on in this game. Is all I have to say.
Oh, but they feel the pressure.
They really do. We kind of... So it looks like the Snapcaster is the play. He is going to target the Vapor Snag, it looks like.
And he's going to probably bounce the Germ unless this has a response.
Sign in. Remember?
Gets a Vapor Snag, targets the...
Yeah, he targeted Vapor Snag.
And then he's going to repeal his Germ for 1 to draw a card. And it looks like he drew a Stomping Ground.
So, still looking
So
at an empty Batter
we-
Skull board with nothing to pilot that Batter Skull.
Well, we did see a Spell Snare finally found a home for Spellskite. He had 3 in his hand, so he was able to get rid of 1 at least and find a good home for it.
There's an Electrolyze to get rid of that Snapcaster.
So still need to find a clock on Ron. He's only at 6. Can Evan clear out the game?
There's a Relic of Progenitus.
Turns off all future snaps, but he did throw a Snapcaster at the bottom of his graveyard, so I don't believe he's trying to win through a Snapcaster. Targeting bolts.
Looks like he's just going to immediately crack that Relic. Fearing the Snapcaster, I guess. And there's the Delver. 100 turns too late, if I might say.
And with no Serum Visions, it will just be running off the Lords of the Top decks. And
These guys...
we have Appear Through the Dust through Ron. For Ron, I mean. And that connects with a Serum Visions.
Actually, that is a good point. Ron has not been losing life off of Vapor Snags. I should probably go let a judge know that.
Cryptic Counter Bounce. Looks like the response by Ron. And we're going to inform the players about pausing the game real quick for the find out a ruling on the Vapor Snags if they lose a life or not. But in the meantime, we do have Ron who has found a Scape Shift. Okay. But he repealed the German response that we just found that out, so we wouldn't have lost. And we have the classic Counterflux countering Scape Shift, keeping this game alive.
Keeping something alive, really.
Replays the Snapcaster, and the clock is back online. Ron's going to draw. Looks like he drew another Scape Shift.
Will he go for the Scape Shift and try to end
Looks
the
like
game?
he's going to go for the Scape Shift now.
And that's game.
And that is game. Ron in 2, and we'll get back to you at the semifinals.
We'll get back to you in the semifinals.